I used to think high-value people were the loudest ones in the room, the flashiest, the ones with the most followers, or the biggest bank accounts. I was dead wrong. Last month, I met this guy at a coffee shop. Quiet, unassuming, wore a simple black t-shirt. But something about him was magnetic. People gravitated toward him. The barista lit up when he ordered. Strangers started conversations with him. Even I found myself wanting to stick around, just to be in his presence. That's when it hit me. I was witnessing real high-value behavior. Not the fake Instagram version, but the kind ancient philosophers wrote about. The kind that creates genuine respect and admiration without trying. If you recognize even 3 of these traits in yourself, you're already operating at a level most people never reach. And if you don't, well, stick around, because I'm about to show you exactly how to develop them. Let's get into the real markers of high value. 1. You control the temperature of every room. Here's something most people miss about truly high-value individuals. They don't react to the energy around them. They create it. Walk into a tense meeting, they bring calm. Enter a boring gathering, they inject life. Step into chaos, and they become the eye of the storm. This isn't about being loud or dominant. It's about emotional regulation so powerful it influences everyone around you without effort. I learned this from watching my mentor handle a crisis at work. While everyone else was panicking, he sat back, took a deep breath, and said, "All right, let's figure this out step by step." His calmness was contagious. Within minutes, the entire room shifted from chaos to focused problem-solving. The Stoics called this the discipline of desire, controlling your internal state so completely that external circumstances can't shake you. When you master your own emotions, you become a stabilizing force for everyone else. Here's what this looks like in real life. You don't get triggered by other people's bad moods. You don't escalate conflicts. You don't add to the drama. Instead, you become the person others look to when things get difficult. Most people are emotional thermometers. They reflect the temperature of their environment. High-value people are thermostats. They set the temperature. 2. Your silence carries more weight than others' words. In a world obsessed with constant noise, the person who masters strategic silence wields incredible power. High-value people understand something profound. Every word you speak either adds value or diminishes it. There's no neutral ground. I watched this play out during a heated family argument. Everyone was yelling over each other. My uncle? He sat quietly listening. After 20 minutes of chaos, he spoke just one sentence. "What outcome do we actually want here?" The entire room went silent. That one question completely reframed the conversation. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Be like the rocky cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." The headland on which the waves constantly break. It stands firm, and around it, the seething waters are laid to rest. This is about becoming that rocky headland. When you speak less, but with more intention, your words carry exponentially more impact. People start hanging on to your every word because you've trained them to understand. When you speak, it matters. Your silence creates space for others to reveal themselves. And your words land with the force of genuine thought behind them. Low-value people are noise machines. High-value people are signal generators. They understand that in a world drowning in information, attention is the ultimate currency, and silence is how you earn it. 3. You've mastered the art of productive suffering. This one's going to sound counterintuitive, but stay with me. High-value people don't avoid suffering. They transform it into strength. Most people treat discomfort as a problem to solve immediately. High-value people treat it as information to process and fuel for growth. I used to work with this woman who had every reason to be bitter. Nasty divorce. Lost her business. Health scare. Life had hit her hard. But instead of becoming a victim, she used each setback as a masterclass in resilience. She'd say, "Every time life knocks me down, I get up knowing something I didn't know before." The Stoics had a concept called amor fati, love of fate. Not just accepting what happens to you, but embracing it as necessary for your development. When you master productive suffering, you become unbreakable. People sense that inner strength and gravitate toward it. You become someone others trust to handle difficulty with grace. Point 4. Your validation comes from one source only. Here's where most people get it completely wrong about confidence. They think high-value people don't care what others think. Actually, high-value people have just chosen whose opinion matters. That source? Themselves. Not in an arrogant way, but in a deeply grounded way. They've developed such a clear sense of their own values and standards that external validation becomes irrelevant noise. I have a friend who turned down a major promotion.
Why?
Because it would have required him to compromise his integrity. Everyone thought he was crazy. More money, better title, social status. Why would he say no? His response floored me. I'd rather be unemployed and respect myself than have a job that makes me someone I don't recognize. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who is literally a slave, understood this better than most free men. No one can hurt you without your permission. High-value people have an internal scorecard. They measure success by their own standards, not society's. They ask themselves, am I living according to my values? Not. What will people think? When you stop seeking external validation, something magical happens. You become magnetic to others because your confidence is real, not performed. 5. You practice strategic indifference. This is one of the most misunderstood Stoic concepts, and it's what separates truly high-value people from everyone else. Point 5. You practice strategic indifference. Indifference isn't about not caring, it's about caring selectively and intelligently. It means investing your emotional energy only where it can create positive outcomes. I learned this lesson the hard way. I used to get worked up about everything: politics, other people's choices, things completely outside my control.
I was exhausted all the time.
Constantly frustrated. Always fighting battles I couldn't win. Then I met someone who embodied strategic indifference. Bad traffic? He'd shrug and use the time to listen to a podcast. Rude customer service? He'd stay calm and focus on solving the problem. People gossiping about him? He literally didn't engage at all. He once told me, I only have so much energy. I'm going to spend it on things I can actually influence. That's when I got it. That's power. 6. Your presence makes others better versions of themselves. Here's something I never see talked about. Truly high-value people are human upgrades. When others spend time with them, they leave feeling more capable, more inspired, more connected to their potential. It's not about being a motivational speaker or a life coach. It's about embodying standards that naturally elevate everyone around you. I have a mentor who does this effortlessly. After every conversation with him, I find myself wanting to read more, work harder, be more thoughtful. He never lectures. He doesn't give advice unless asked. He just lives with such integrity, it makes you want to match his energy. The Stoics believed in sympathia, the idea that we are all connected and our actions ripple out to affect others. High-value people take that responsibility seriously. When you walk into a room, ask yourself, do people stand a little taller? Do conversations get more interesting? Do others leave feeling better about themselves? This isn't about being perfect. It's about being growth-oriented, in a way that gives others permission to grow too. 7. You've transcended the need to win. This is the ultimate sign of high value. And it's so rare, most people don't even recognize it when they see it. High-value people have moved beyond the need to be right, to win arguments, to prove their superiority. They've discovered something more powerful, the ability to seek truth and create value, regardless of who gets the credit. I watched this during a business negotiation. While everyone else was trying to dominate the conversation and claim the best ideas, one person kept asking, what would actually work best for everyone involved? He wasn't trying to win. He was trying to find the optimal solution. Guess who everyone wanted to work with afterward? The Stoic concept of preferred indifference applies here. Winning is nice, but it's not essential to your well-being or identity. What matters is excellence of character, excellence of effort. When you transcend the need to win, you become unbeatable, not because you dominate others, but because you've mastered the only competition that actually matters, the one with your former self. Start with just one trait. Pick the one that resonated most with you and focus on developing it for the next 30 days. Don't try to transform everything at once. The Stoics believed in gradual, sustainable progress. If you're watching this and one of these signs hit you deep, like it called you out or called you up, I want you to drop the word undeniable in the comments. Let's see how many of us are walking silently in our power without even realizing we're high-value men. And if you're working on becoming one, say on the path. This isn't just a comment section. It's a brotherhood. I'll be down there reading every single one.